Hey everyone, welcome to the iOS Firebase section of this course. This is the introductory section on how to get our projects set up with Firebase to begin with. In this section, we're going to be talking about how to just integrate Firebase into our projects. We won't get into the individual features that Firebase provides to us quite yet. That'll be in subsequent sections. But more importantly, it's good to know how to get Firebase integrated into your projects to begin with. So that'll be the purpose of this section. So we want to first by starting to create our own simple project in Xcode. So I've opened up Xcode here, and I'm going to go to create a new Xcode project. And I'm just going to create a single view app, and I want to make sure that it's under my iOS tab. I'm going to call this Firebase Setup, and I will name the organization identifier similar to that. My own team is under my own name, my own personal team. That's just so I can develop apps, not necessarily push them to a store, but be able to test them on physical devices. This will be important to set up, and I can show you how to do that really quick. But for now, I want my organization name to be my name. Organization identifier, already taken care of that. I want to keep track of my bundle identifier. That's going to be important when I go and set up my project in the Firebase console. And I want to make sure that my main language is Swift. And for now, I'll just check include unit tests and include UI tests. And once that's all done, you can click Next. And find an appropriate spot to put your project. Maximize that. And I will go over to the browser now in Google Chrome, and I'll provide this link to you, but you want to go to console.firebase.google.com. And if you don't have a Google account, you're just going to have to create an email address and set up an account before you can log into the Firebase console. So once you're there, we're going to, in the next lecture, I'll show you how to add a project. The main thing to keep in mind is that projects and apps should be thought of as different rather. So a project can have many apps, and the advantage of including multiple apps into a single project is that you can take care of cross-platform responsibilities, like accessing through a database. So for instance, if I were to use the iOS version of your application, and I switched to the Android version of your application, I would be able to access my old data using the same client on a different platform if it was included in the same project as you should have configured it as such. So that's something to keep in mind, but for now, we won't worry too much about that. In the next lecture, I'm going to talk to you about how to add a project. And I think before I let you go, if I go to my Xcode project, right here is where under signing, under general, if you click on this tab here, it'll bring up this menu. So under signing and team, you can go through the steps on how to get your signature going. So if you have a feature of Firebase in the future that is going to require a physical device, then going through the setup of this is going to be necessary if you ever want to push to a physical device. But I think for now, I'm not going to worry about that. A lot of the simulator we're going to be leveraging, so but I'm sure in the future we will need to use a physical device. So I'll go over this again, but don't worry about it for now. Yeah, so I will stop here, and I will pick it up in the next lecture. See ya.